G'day. Welcome back to Brooksy's Car Restorations. So the videos have been a bit slim lately. Lots of different things are going on. Not trying to make excuses or whatever else, but you know, life happens. Especially if you're sort of working full time and kids and everything else. We're currently in school holidays, so I never really get much done in school holidays. I like to spend time with my children as well. On top of that, I've just had my 10-year wedding anniversary, so I've been trying to spend some quality time with the missus. So yeah, this coming week we're going away to Sydney. I don't know when this video is coming up, but we may or may not feature some of our fun there, depending. But due to this trip and you know, buying my wife a fancy ring for her anniversary and all that fun stuff, I went and sold my Beetle. So Beatty is no longer a part of our channel, but we still got plenty of cars to work on. We've got the Rocky, got the Triumph, and yeah, planning on buying plenty more cars over the next week or so. So what are we doing today? Hopefully I'm putting out a video today. Hopefully I'm going to get some footage today. A friend of mine contacted me and said apparently his car's died, the engine's stuffed, blah 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 blah. He wants to potentially offload it. Would I be interested in it? And I'm like, what do you mean the engine's died? Does it still turn over? Is the engine completely seized up? Does it start and run? Is there any noises? And the answer I got was yes, it still starts and runs. No, there's no weird noises or knocks. Apparently the car overheated. I got the impression that he turned it off before it got too hot. Yeah. Anyways, so Dad and I are going to look at that very shortly. Hopefully I'm going to take some video footage of it, run some tests, start it up, see if it's overheating, do a radiator pressure test, or cooling system pressure test, see if there's any leaks, the reason why it might have overheated. Sort of go from there. If we suspect a head gasket, which I'm sort of thinking it might be the case, considering it just randomly overheated, but who knows? If it is, we may pull ahead. And so I'm on an iron about whether I buy this car for myself and fix it up, or whether I help him out and fix it up and just charge him a couple of dollars for the labour or something, get him to pay for the parts. Not too sure yet, but doing head work is always very time consuming, and it probably won't get done before I go away to Sydney, but we'll still do a walk around video on the car, and I'll post the question, what do you guys reckon? Should we buy it? Should we just help him out? I think we could make money on the car all day long, assuming that it's a simple fix. But I mean, if the heads are warped and whatnot from being overheated, and that might not be as fun. So yeah, let us know in the comments what you reckon. We'll keep going and see how we go. Alright, so for this we're going to bring our cooling tester, jump pack just in case we need it, and I can't forget my mother. No, hang on, that one, that mother. G'day, welcome back. I didn't end up filming anything out at old mate's house, but basically Dad and I both think it's the head gasket. Still not sure whether we'll end up fixing that or not, but if we do, we'll probably film it. Yeah, so it was a 2017 Nissan Navara. It's not generally my cup of tea, during the fact that it's you know, it's a much newer car, being a 2017 and blah blah blah. Dad's stream, say hi.
Hi. G'day.
This is what we're working on today. Our Mk1 65 Triumph Tc2000. If you're new to the channel or whatever, we posted a bunch of videos on this back in the day. One of my very most popular videos was picking this car up. It's sat for 32 something years, basically under a house, covered in barn dust. All flat tyres, put all new tyres on it. All the brakes were stuffed. We redid all the whole brake system. We cleaned all the carbies up and put them back on. The engine was completely seized. We unseized the engine. We almost got it running. It was kicking over, but wasn't staying running. We're trying an electric fuel pump. We're gonna mess with the starter motor. I don't think it's kicking over fast enough. So if we can't fix that up, I'll probably end up buying another starter for it. I want a much newer, high compression, or whatever they are, the starters that turn the engine over a lot faster. We're going to check the clearances on all the valves. I'm going to pull all the spark plugs out, because I did put mystery oil down, Marvel mystery oil down the cylinders to make sure they're not gummed up. Just give them all fresh up, clean up. And yeah, got a fresh can of gas, some fuel line, new fuel pump. The fuel filter's up there. See if we can't get this poor old girl going today. I'm going to steal battery out of the old Wrangler. It's got a brand new, pretty sweet battery in it. Hopefully give us plenty of kick. I've got my jump pack there too, in all that mess. So yeah, that's what we're going to get up to today. Alright, so we didn't really film it, but we turned each cylinder over to top dead center. We checked each cylinder with the borescope, and they all look pretty good. I was going to video if they weren't. And yeah, we checked each individual gap, and the majority of them were out considerably or too tight or whatever. So as far as we know, it's all pretty well gapped perfectly now. To our best ability, anyways. What's the time? It's at 12 o'clock, so we're gonna put the tapper cover back on. Gonna hook up our fuel pump after lunch, and we're gonna see if we can finally get this bloody thing finally going properly. Give it a one last crack. But yeah, if it's not running now properly and whatever else, if we can't get it running, we'll eventually look into potentially doing an engine swap. I want to get this car going eventually, whether it's with this engine or another one. So yeah, so let's get into it and go and have some lunch and come back and see what's up. Alright, we've just set up our new pump. We've done all the things. The tapper cover's back on, rocket cover, whatever you want to call it. There's our temporary fuel tank. Now we're just going to test and see if this new pump works. And there she bloody goes. What's it doing? Anything? Any leakage?
Not yet.
It's starting to stall out. It's getting quieter anyways.
Okay, well you took it up.
Yeah, well I haven't hooked it up permanently just yet.
I just thought it was stalled out, and I'm going, oh, it's stalled out, and I went, oh, you took it off.
Nope, she's still going.
I can't see it overflowing anywhere, and I can't feel it overflowing into the inlet manifold, so it could be just that there's air in there and it's compressing it, but it's doing it.
I guess we'll find out in a second. Alright, let's put the ignition on and have a play. As Mortsky says, slingshot engaged. Alright, we'll fill it around a bit and see what we can get going. Well, another disappointing turn of events here on Brooksy's car restoration. Yeah. I might be on the lookout for an engine for this thing. And do like an engine swap, I think. Because I do want to run and drive this car. And an engine swap will definitely give up some good content. Not sure I'm going to do much more for this video. It almost went, but no, can't work it out. We played with the timing a bit more, still nothing. Yeah, as far as we know, it's getting fuel. We used the spray, still nothing. It's definitely getting spark. We've checked all that. It's the same old story we've had with the last heaps of times that we tried this whole thing. We just can't work it out. But I won't be throwing this engine away. If I take it out, I'll be selling it or giving it to some Triumph enthusiast. So don't stress about this engine. It will go to a good home potentially. I'm not going to throw it away. Who knows? Maybe I'll even try and rebuild it. I just don't have the equipment to fully rebuild engines. I can do to a certain degree. But the whole top end, as far as I can tell, we boroscoped it and everything, and I can't see anything wrong with it. So, anyway, here's what it is. On a last-ditch effort before we decide to call it quits on this engine, or before we decide to rebuild it, just going to see if doing the valves at all made the compression any better. So yeah, just going to quickly run another compression test, see if it's better or worse or whatever. When you're ready, Dad. I'm saying about 35, 40.
Yeah, crap.
That can't be right.
When we were doing it before, we were putting oil in the engine, and it'll help seal the rings, I guess. It's been sitting for a while, all that would have gone.
So, if we want to do anything with this engine, we're going to have to probably do the rings in it, I'd say. Because we've messed with the valves as much as humanly possible and the rest of the engine. Or engine swap, which I'm looking more sort of interested in doing at this stage. We'll see what the rest of the cylinders end up doing. Alright, cylinder 2, let's go. 60-ish, not spectacular. Cylinder 3, what ye be? 60-ish. Yep, half the engine's already looking pretty questionable. Number 4, what's in store? $50. Okay, number 6.
5.
I thought we just did 5.
Yep, this is 5.
Oh, okay. Well, 5 was the best so far at 75. Not bad. Unless we've got Alzheimer's, I'll have to go back over the footage. Alright, number 6. Right. Yeah, 65-ish. No. So they're all pretty questionable.
It's weird that they're all around the same. Because usually one will be quite a bit more worn than the others. I think number 1 though was only like 30 or 40, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was like under 50, I think. I'll have to go back and have a look, but it was pretty low. The rest were fairly consistently the same-ish, between 60-ish, between 50 and 60. One was 75.
75. Yeah, so they're all over the place a little bit.
Yeah, yeah, well. So, rebuild. If we don't rebuild and we engine swap, any suggestions? You know, of people that are swapping engines into Triumphs, like what's a good option? Like a Volvo engine or some sort of BMW or 2JZ maybe? Be a pretty cool sleeper. Obviously with turbo and everything else. I was going to do this OEM, but I don't know. Or do we pull this one apart, rebuild it, or do we try and find it? It's very hard, getting very hard to find working Triumphs of this age in Australia now. We try and find another engine that potentially works. Let us know. That's what you think. Brooksy's to be continued.
We continue.